I'm actually putting it up right now. I'm gonna take it right back out. So anyway, that's how to bend brake, or not bend, but flare brake lines. Me personally, I have a personal preference of using copper brake lines. And they're like copper zinc added, copper zinc alloy or something like that. Just makes it very easy to work with by hand. And it's something that I think people should know how to do, especially if they work with older vehicles like I do. So I've actually got a leftover piece of brake line. It's actually a pretty decent piece. It's brand new. It's just a little too long. I bought something a little too long than what I needed, and I like to do that because you never know when you're going to need a little piece of metal line. So what we want to do, as you can see, it has the factory flare on this end and nothing over here. And what you'll want is, when you get your brake line, it'll have tube nuts on it like this. See that? That's the little nut, and you got one down here too. This is a little long. So you want to get you a coat hanger or a piece of 210 electrical house wire or something along that line, something along those lines. You'll have a tube nut on this end already, and you'll probably have a tube nut on this end, but you'll end up cutting it off. But you can bend whatever shape you need with that particular wire with the 210, or or what is it, 12-2? 12-2. That's it. Solid copper wire, just a piece out of it, or a clothes hanger, something like that. That you bend your metal line to make you a pattern. I hate that I've already done this, but I was afraid it's going to start raining, so I just wanted to get it done. And then you'll bend this. I mean, look how easy it is to bend. That's almost a 90 degree, and it don't kink. Same here. You'll have a tube nut. You can actually, it's almost a 90 degree. Still, no kink. No kink at all. It's great. I love this. But what you'll need is, you'll need a pipe cutter like this. They actually make a bigger one, but I like this size because it's, working under something, tight spaces, whatnot, it's not that bad. And I'm just going to cut just a little bitty bit off of it. But what you'll do is, you'll actually take and put this on, tighten it down. So, a little bit of a pain without something holding it for you. So, as you can see, I've got it started. It's holding on there by itself. And these are kind of easy to operate. You'll tighten the little knob just a little bit and just spin. And then tighten it and spin. Tighten it and spin. You don't want to cut it all at once. I mean, in theory you could, but you're just making it harder on yourself. Spin it a few times, it gets easy to turn. Tighten it a little bit. Well, it just cut it off. And I am here in the grass, so it went MIA. But anyway, that's how you use one of these. Whatever length you want. You've only got to have that much space to use it, which is probably 2 inches. It's well, a little more than 2 inches, probably 2.5 inches or something like that. It's not that bad. I like it. So that is the first thing you need. Second thing, most brake lines is either 1/4 inch or 3/16. I'm used to only doing stuff like built in US, so I always have to do the double flares. Then you'll need a kit like this. This does double flares, and it's pretty pretty self-explanatory how it works. They're pretty cheap. They're about 30 bucks for one. But you'll grab it and your trusty ratchet 1/2-inch socket. And you'll get your little anvil out. 3/16 is the smallest this goes to, but this is your little anvil. And then you'll get this piece out, which is actually supposed to be used in a vise, but I don't have one close, so vise. And you'll poke your line through. You can see this little piece right here, top of it, what I got facing up. That is what you use to gauge on how far you stick the line out. So you'll lay it up there like so. And if it touches, you know, just flush with it, that's when you tighten her down. So you tighten the sides down, grab your little 1/2 inch, put it the right direction, tighten her down. I'm fumbling around here. Now remember, it's copper. You don't have to torque it to the moon. And then give her a little squirt of lube if you're actually putting it to work. Put your little anvil in. And see how she sets. Not dead enough to flush, but pretty close. Then you'll grab this piece. This piece is always a pain to get started. You just unthread it as far out as you can. And I know it's getting dark, so I'm kind of rushing a little bit. So it's easy. You just over like that here, and it sets right there. Then you tighten her down. Grab your 1/2 inch, and you want to tighten it down to where the anvil, the black piece, is touching this. Back her back off. You don't want to torque it, just tighten it down to where it's touching. Sometimes, if you don't deburr it, you'll have to have a flathead screwdriver to pop your anvil out of there. Just pop it loose. Alright, and now you have what's called a bubble flare. You can see the end of it isn't actually folded all the way over back into itself. So what I like to do to make sure I get the flare is I'll put my little C-clamp back on. It's getting dark. I hope that the camera can still see. I hope y'all can still see. Alright, now you can look down in there and see I've got it just lined right up with it, just perfect. It's right back in the hole. Get your 1/2 inch, and I don't tighten it all the way. I just like that. Just enough to start that in. Don't pull it, don't tighten it all the way down to where it's actually touching. You should see like just a smidge of a gap, I guess is the easiest way to explain it. Back her back off, like so, and there's your flare. That's it. That's all you gotta do. The only downside to using copper and a flaring tool like this, I'll point it out to you right quick. As you can see, it's got a few little bites right there where the teeth inside this grabbed a hold of it. That's it. I mean, if you're going for 100% show quality and you're that picky, you shouldn't be doing this yourself. But that's a pretty dang good flair if you ask me. There's the one I just done. There's a factory. One I just done. There's a factory. It's almost perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this truck put back together before it gets dark. And you all have a good day.